Hey, what's going on, FFL family? My name is Marco Conde, and I am here with newly Hall of Fame producer for 2021, Mr. Tyler Adams. What's up, Tyler?
What is up, brother? How we doing, FFL family? Glad to be here, brother.
Awesome, man. Hey, so today we're just jumping on for 15, 20 minutes to really just talk about the transition that both you and I had coming from Telecom over to pretty much the life insurance business with FFL, right? We've had so many people come over because they've either followed us or they just want to change the scenery, man. And whether it's Joseph Gonzalez, Carl Henry, yourself, me, Matthew Rochas, Jeremy Nicholson, yep. I can go on. And you're talking about senior level leaders all the way down to, assistant store managers, and even, what was their name? Sales reps, CSA, RMA.
Mobile expert.
Mobile expert, whatever those names used to be, right? But ultimately, I just want to give someone who's in the telecom space, who continues to see us crush it and grow and change our lives using this unbelievable platform. Because there's a lot of people out there watching. And maybe they haven't asked those questions just yet, but man, I'd love to be able to answer them in the next 10, 15 minutes. So we'll start off with you, man. Obviously from your transition from the telecom space, district manager level, offered a director level, making, 150 to 200 a year to come over to work with FFL. Walk me through what that initial transition looked like and why you made that decision.
Yeah, man, I think for me, it was a combination of reasons, right? I mean, me and you went back and forth together for 2-3 years in telecom, and I was possibly going to go to work with your company, and then I ended up staying where I was at, and it was just a little bit of unsurety, but I kind of went back and forth, but I knew the past 2 to 3 years, I was just very discontent. I wasn't happy. I felt like, no matter what I did, I had reached my glass ceiling, right, in telecom, and you have to play the politics game. Right? If you're not a member of the good old boy system and you're not a member of the politics, then you ultimately you're stuck where you are. And between that and just the monotony of every day doing the same thing every single day and just always looking over your shoulder, man, are we going to get bought out today? Are we going to get bought by another dealer? Is my boss going to not be happy with me today? Because at a higher level, it's you're always in control of everyone. So you got 200 people under you, and if one person makes a boneheaded decision, your head's still on the chopping block. And the combination of that, wanting more income, and ultimately I got tired of always having someone above me that's been out of the game for 10, 15 years, had no idea what they were talking about, but they were given directives for everyone, and then you were held accountable when those metrics weren't hit, those KPIs weren't achieved. And I knew I could do more. And, I talked with Megan, and when you left, right, I saw what you were doing. I'm like, man, this guy said he's making $40,000 to $50,000 a month. I'm like, what is he doing? Is it legal, right? And that's what I called you. I'm like, hey, is this legal? So, I watched you for like 6 months, and, I finally got to a point to where I had that one boss, right? And it says that, God makes you so uncomfortable you have to move. And that last boss I had, I'll tell you, God made me so uncomfortable. He didn't make me move. He kicked the door down and shoved me out of the door. I was that miserable. So I called you, and it took about 2 weeks, and got contracted. And the day that I got my America numbers, I was in the store. I'm not going to say where I was at, but I was in the middle of a store doing an inventory of a store that was closing because, again, buyouts, no one is secure in their jobs right now in telecom. I got my America numbers. I'm like, all right, I'm out. And I quit right there on the spot and completely burned those boats. So I absolutely could not look back.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. I think the politics piece that you mentioned, I talk to a lot of folks in telecom, just as you do, right? That's been our background. Yeah. I spent 22 years in it. You spent a bunch of years in it. And just naturally, we have a lot of relationships. And one of the key kind of, denominators from folks that have come over to our space is the ability to be your own boss. Yes. Not have to worry about politics, not have to worry about, hey, is my boss going to change one day? Are we going to get bought out? Or, all the movement in wireless, all the consolidation that's happening. And then also, like you mentioned too, the glass ceiling. How far can you go without being part of the circle of trust?
Well, I mean, they're
the politics, good old boys.
Yeah, I mean, they're cutting dealers every day. If you're in the corporate side, they're still reorganizing. But if you're in a dealer, I mean, there's only so many leadership positions when every dealer is getting consolidated, and they're trying to get down to those big five in T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to consolidate down to major five partners, and there's only so many places at the table for you to go.
Yeah, no, it's so true, man. And for us, that's a constant theme we continue to hear. Marco, listen, I like what I do. I enjoy it, but ultimately I know I'm capped with my pay. No, I mean, really, from a commission standpoint, I know pretty much what I can make even on my best month, no matter how hard I work. From there, I'm going to work really, really hard to sit down with my manager, whoever that may be next year, because things change pretty often in corporate America. And I'm going to hope for maybe a 2, 3, 4% increase, which doesn't really cover even the cost of inflation going up every single year, or the price of gas nowadays, right? So for me, that has been definitely a common theme to say, okay, hey, I can control what I make, because there's no FFL gives us the platform, man, to truly control what we make and determine what we make every single day, week, and month. And there's no other industry or platform out there that really rewards hard work and perseverance and resiliency. And man, we've had so many people come from Telecom, and we still got a bunch coming in right now that are just over it.
The exodus,
yeah. They're just, dude, they're just over it. They're over the monotony. They're over having to manage people and be responsible for a ton of different people and manage relationships. The ability to come here, man, and just be an independent insurance broker and write 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month, truly dependent on how much you want to make. If you want to come in and make doctor and lawyer kind of money the first year, you can do that. If you want to come in and just do what an average full-time independent insurance broker does with us, which is about $122,000 a year, you can come in and be average. You can come in and be, make doctor and lawyer kind of money. Whatever you want to do, the opportunity is there, but it's your opportunity. It's your business. You are a small business owner, no boss, no politics, no 46 conference calls every week, no emails you have to reply to and check every 5 minutes. None of that stuff, dude. None of that. The only inventory we have is called leads.
Yes.
And those are warm clients that we get to purchase these leads, call them up, schedule appointments, and really go out there and help them, whether it's virtually, you can do it from home, Zoom, and or if you want to go and have face-to-face meetings, you can do that locally as well. So there's so many ways to help clients. But man, that transition from Telecom, I know for me, you mentioned God kind of knocked that door down for you. Well, God had me outside the door already, because I got handed my papers. I got let go, right? And when I got let go,
I remember you were number one in the Carolinas,
dude. Yeah, I was number one back-to-back months.
And then the next day, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I got the email. You're number one. The next day, it's like, hey, Marco's no longer. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And you know what? I look back at that now, man, and it was, at first it was a curse, right? But then, man, it's been the biggest blessing. Then God, made no mistake about it. He put FFL right in front of me multiple times. I could not ignore it. I never in a million years would thought I would be in the insurance industry. And man, just look what a short year and a half has done for not only you, for me, for Joseph, for Carl, for what Jeremy's, all of these guys that have come over from all these different leadership levels, not only being able to produce at a high level, but truly build an agency, share the opportunity, have passive income coming in every single month that's growing, and building a legacy for our family, man. That's powerful. And I'm not even going to get started now with all the mandates, right? We don't. You're an independent insurance broker, 1099. Nobody's here is asking you to take a shot. No, no one's here asking you to have this, have that. You are your own business owner and entity, man.
Well, and in September the 15th was a year, and now we're November, right? Or I'm not November, October. I'm trying to wish the year away. But, September the 15th was a year for me, which was a week and a half ago. And dude, looking back, like I don't really get sentimental, right, that often, but in 1 year, I accomplished more than I did in 8 years in telecom.
Incredible.
Because I had no one holding me back. I didn't have to wonder if my first boss was going to tell my second boss and, who was talking to who or whatever. And 1 year in, I've made over $600,000 and I'm a vice president. Like, it's so fulfilling.
Yeah.
And when you look back at all the people that I've got to help and the families I've got to put in a better position, it's almost kind of surreal, man. And me and my wife was talking about it the other day, and she's like, you did it. I'm like, no, we haven't gotten started yet.
Yeah, isn't that the beautiful thing? We're just getting started. $600,000 of personal production, Hall of Fame, vice president. You're growing one of the fastest independent insurance brokerages in the country. And you're literally just getting started.
100%.
And we still are we're learning we're learning things every single day because we love this industry. We're so passionate about it. And ultimately we decide what we want to earn based on how hard we work. And there's no, based on what you said before, there's no politics involved, none of that here. So if you're out there and you're wondering, hey, I'm in telecom, how would this move affect me, or what does that look like? So let me just make a couple very, very clear statements. Number one, we don't work for anybody here, and neither would you. Neither do I, neither does Tyler. We all work with each other. And that's a decision that we make every single day. So for the 100+ writing agents I have in my organization, my agency, I wake up every single day reminding myself that I have to earn the right for them to stay as a part of our agency and team, because they work with us, not for us. Really, really important. So that employee mindset really would be one to transition away from, and really a small business owner and entrepreneur kind of mindset is what you would really want to grasp. Secondly, there's no startup cost. There's no hidden fees. Like when I first started, dude, like I was waiting for an email that was going to say, oh, well, here's the...
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. If you order now...
Sham, wow.
Dude, I used to wait for it, and I would wait for that email. I was like, wait for a contracting fee, association fee, this fee, that fee, and nothing ever came. We pay for the pre-licensing course if you don't have your exam already. It takes 20 hours of studying. Most people do it in less than a week. And what's great about it is that we have the opportunity to get people licensed and helping families and earning commission literally in 2 to 3 weeks. It's a very, very short time frame. All of our training is online, and we have over 250 offices locally all around the country. We're going to have over 400 within the next couple months for people to go and get plugged in locally and have local training, local support. So if you're out there and you're wondering, hey, is this opportunity real and what are the details? It's amazing. It's a blessing to be able to purchase a lead, call the client, book an appointment, help the client, put them in the best position possible, because we're a brokerage. What that means is we don't represent just one company. We represent 15 to 20. So when we meet with clients, we put them in the best position possible based on their age and their health and kind of their prescription history. And when we do that, we get paid 48 to 72 hours later. So, Tyler, this is a great time, but Tyler over the past 30 hours just wrote on his own pen over $25,000. Now at your commission level, that's over probably $34,000 in income you've made in 30 hours. That's just bananas.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I wrote it yesterday, and I woke up this morning to an email. It's like, hey, here's $20,000, $25,000 just from one carrier that's going to hit your bank account tomorrow. And I try to tell people that, and a lot of people's like, dude, there's no way that's real. I'm like, I thought the same thing. And the one thing I can tell you guys is this: you can get started, and from start to get paid, you can do that in 3 to 4 weeks. I started the process while working full time. I got licensed. I passed my course. I got carried, and I wrote a policy all within 3 weeks. And Marco, I got something I wanted to ask you. So when I talk to people from corporate America, the biggest question that everyone asks, and I kind of wanted to get your take on this, is, Tyler, I get it that you can make money, but, should I go full time? Should I go part time? So in your mind, in an ideal scenario, because I didn't listen, like I quit like out the gate, and you're like, dude, now I'm like, oh, I already quit. I already told my boss I was done. I need to learn this thing because I never seen anything. I just quit and I went all in. What would you tell someone that's a responsible thing to do? Not the Tyler way, right? But a responsible way to kind of have an exit strategy for leaving corporate America, whether it be telecom or whether it be some other sort of industry. What would your recommendation for someone watching to kind of start out in a way to get themselves on the right track and earning money consistently for them and for their family?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the beautiful thing about our business is you create your own hours. You decide to work when you want to work, and as much as you want to work, you can. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to not miss those family moments that you want to be at, and have the flexibility to take care of your family and so on and so forth, and really put forth the effort when you need to, and be able to earn a really good living and help a lot of people. Now, if someone was transitioning from corporate America, really working part-time is very doable in this business because you can work whatever hours you want. What we typically try to do is we typically try to find out, number one, what are they making per month? So most people say, Marco, I'm bringing home $4,000 a month, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. And I would say, okay, great. And then we would show them how to replace that amount of income in a part-time fashion, whether it's running one weekday, one weekend day, or running just during the weekend. When I say running, I mean seeing clients and having appointments, okay? Yeah. So what we want to do is replace that full-time income just working part-time with us so that you have no hesitation at all saying, well, if I can do this part-time, then I can definitely do this full-time. And that's really one of the biggest reasons we have very few part-timers in our organization, in our agency, because once someone can see, hey, I can earn this working part-time, it's a no-brainer to go full-time. So
everyone does. They're like, oh, I'm going to go part-time for a month, and after a week, they're like, all right, I'm giving my notice.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
Because here's the reality, man. When you help a family on a Monday, and the family's paying whatever $100 a month for some type of life insurance product they were interested in,
yep.
and you get deposited literally 48 hours later $1,000 into your bank, it's game over. How do you go back to waiting for a paycheck that's never going to change and might go up 2-3% if you're really good year by year, which doesn't even cover inflation again? How are you waiting for a paycheck every 2 weeks again, and then waiting for a commission or a bonus that you honestly don't even know how much it's going to be? The person behind the black curtain in your organization is going to determine it, and one day it's going to be higher or lower, and they change it at their free will. So once you get paid 48 hours later for helping somebody in that fashion, man, it's life-changing and it's game-changing.
No, man, I'm with you 100%. I think that the one thing that you can say is we both walk the walk. We both lived it, right? Mm-hmm. You're a Hall of Fame producer now, EVP.
Yep, EVP.
Thank God. Yeah, 600,000 plus this month. Congratulations.
Blessings, man. Thank you, brother.
And guys, the one thing I want to share with you is if you are on the fence and you are unhappy where you are, okay, there's opportunities out there where you can work for yourself and you can make life-changing income for you and your family. And you know, I personally think it's here. I think Family First Life has the best platform to do that, right? So my urge to anyone watching this, don't have blinders on. I felt like I was trapped in the telecom community because that's all I did. I got out of law enforcement, and I've done this for 10 plus years. I'm like, where else could I go and make six figures? And a year in here, now I'm multiple six figures. I make more in a month to 2 months here than I made in an entire year in telecom working 50 hours a week. So, you know, guys, if you're listening, reach out to myself, reach out to Marco, and we would love just to have 5 minutes of your time, talk with you and walk you through what this opportunity would look like for you going forward if this is something that you wanted to explore.
Yeah, it's a great segue into really just saying you had nothing to lose, right? Because we pay for the pre-licensing course. There's no fees. The actual state license is going to cost you anywhere between around $40, $50 in most states. And that license gives you the ability to help people and print money. So if 20 hours of studying and $50 is worth it for you and worth it to see if it's a life-changing opportunity. And here's the cool part. We've already paved the way. There's this huge telecom movement that's already happening. 10, 15 people, 20 people with a bunch more in the pipeline coming on board. We've already set the way and the path. So no one ever has to start with us and say, hey, how do I figure this out? You don't need to do that. Yep. All you simply have to do is copy and paste, do exactly what the process is proven to do. And just in context, if someone doesn't know about FFL in this industry, FFL just last month, we paid over $43 million in just life insurance business. So just to put that in perspective, those are policies that were approved to help clients and paid on. And we are by far the biggest, and we're by far the fastest growing. And no one's even close to us. So we are. It's a hostile takeover of this industry, and there's no better time to jump in than now because, my gosh, this industry is blowing up to the point where our annual conference, we can't even fit in conference rooms.
We got to have a whole stadium.
We have to rent out literally an entire stadium. So we have to rent out Miami.
Not a high school stadium.
yeah, we have to rent out the Miami Marlins Stadium for 3 to 4 days, and we expect 25 to 30,000 brokers to fly in from all over the country and all over the world, really, to come and spend that time with us. And the event is absolutely free. Like it's really mind-boggling what Sean Mike has done here. But guys, thank you for the last 20 minutes spending that time with us. If you have a question, just shoot us a message.
Yeah.
You're really, number one, you're speaking to a couple guys here that have already made that transition. We can answer the questions for you. And if it's not for you, that's okay. But I guarantee you there's a lot of people watching right now that this opportunity can change your life. You can earn a better income, have more flexibility with your time, really build something for you and your family, a legacy, a level of passive income that doesn't require you having to be liked by your boss and an annual review where you get 2 or 3% increase if you're one of the top
if you're a good boy.
If you're a good boy and if you're a top performer. Yep. So we continue to change so many lives, and I know Tyler and I are very passionate about the telecom industry. So for whatever we can do to help you make that transition, whatever questions we can answer, please let us know. But we thank you for your time, and much continued success to everybody out there. We love you, FL family. Talk to you soon.
Take care, guys.